Good morning, you guys. Day number 51 of my Sabbatical 250. You guys that have been following along, you know what this is. 100 days working on myself physically, mentally, and along the way throwing some encouragement to you, hopefully uplifting, motivating you guys to do your own thing. And as you know, yesterday I threw down the gauntlet, I put down the challenge, and I said, okay, you've watched me for 50 days as of yesterday, doing my own thing, challenging myself. Now, in this last 50 days of my journey, I want it to be you guys on your own 50-day journey. So I put down the challenge yesterday. I had a ton of you on Instagram Live when you watched it live, a lot of you guys, as well as on IGTV, on the replay, on YouTube, on Facebook. Lots of people put hashtag challenge accepted. If you missed that yesterday, you can still accept the challenge. Just put hashtag challenge accepted and then what you're going to do. So I want you to come up with things that will challenge you. And you guys know all the things that I'm doing in my challenge. I'm not expecting you to do all those things. That's me, because I've been at this a while and I've already established certain things that I can do. And then I just did a bunch of things that I could do just all at one time for the very first time. So that is how I'm challenging myself. I want to hear how you're challenging yourself. But I want to talk directly to those of you that did write down hashtag challenge accepted. Because if you accepted the challenge, this is your day number 1. You're getting started today. And I want you to start by expecting that you will succeed. This has been kind of a common theme throughout a lot of my morning walk and talks here during the Sabbatical to 50, where people say they can't stick with it. They don't have any motivation because they have this expectation that what they're doing either is not working or is just destined to fail. And so I want to put you in the right mindset as you're getting started. When you get going on a journey, that most important time is even before you take that first step. Because before you take the first step, if you don't have the right mindset, that success mindset that says, you know what, I'm going to do this and it's going to work and I will be successful and I will reach my goal if it's a SMART goal. All those things have to be in your head as you begin. But what tends to happen? People tend to start on a journey and they psych themselves out. Well, I guess I'll give this a try. I don't expect it to do very much. Yeah, everything I've done before has failed, so why won't this one fail? And so you kind of set yourself up, even before you begin, that you're not going to do well. And even if you do have some semblance of excitement about your journey, it doesn't just need to be in the first day, the first week, the first little part of it. It needs to sustain you all the way through. Because if not, you're going to have those days that you wake up and you just don't feel it. And it's not going to be great. So you need to keep that in mind. Good morning, ladies. So I'm encouraging you guys that are starting on this journey that if you haven't already put your mind in the right place, hopefully watching this crazy guy from Spartanburg, South Carolina has helped you understand and maybe have some perspective on mindset. But I need you to have your mind in the right place. Because look, I want to see you be successful. And it's impossible to be successful and to reach goals if you're starting with no expectations or starting with expectations that it won't work. I need you to start with the expectation that things are going to work out, that you will succeed. And look, it's a Jedi mind trick if you stop and think about it. Because if you tell yourself that what you're doing is going to create results, and you tell yourself that those results are just imminent, you just got to do the thing and do the thing and do the thing, then what's going to happen? If you keep telling yourself, it's coming, there's hope, it's just around the corner, I just got to keep doing the thing, that keeps you going, right? And what happens is people don't convince themselves of that. They get into a journey, and at some point they kind of put this expectation of things needing to have happened by that point, and they say, see, nothing's working, nothing's happening, when that's not true at all. You can't go on some kind of a health journey where you're doing certain things. Think about all the things I'm doing. You can't go on a journey like that and find that nothing at all changes at all. You just can't. Now, mentally you can. Mentally, your brain will tell you all kinds of things. But that's just your mind playing tricks on you, as I've talked about previously. You have to just know that you know that you know deep within your heart that when you're putting in all that effort, it's going to pay off down the road. How far down the road? Who knows? But don't put any kind of timeline on it. Don't put any kind of hard set goal on it. Just go. Go, 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 go. And for those of you starting on my challenge to you these next 50 days, today's day 1. I want you to get to December the 10th before you think about stopping and assessing. I need you to go for the next 50 days. You guys watched me for 50 days, the past 50 days, push myself through a lot of adversity, and through it all, I have my moments, as you will in your challenge, but moments don't mean you're going to stop. I had a moment, I took a breath, and then right back on it. The problem is when people have moments, even with the expectation that they're going to succeed, you have those moments and they just stop. They just stop. And it's frustrating to watch people go through that cycle. And I know you've done that. I've done that millions of times. I know you've done that where you've started something, seen a little bit of results, and then you just quit out of frustration, out of exacerbation over not seeing the results you want, forgetting that the key formula is to stay laser focused. Somebody asked me yesterday, how do you stay focused? How do you keep from being distracted and discouraged? And I told them, eye on the ball, always pursuing the thing that got me out here to begin with, the thing that got me started. And I've talked about mine. I want body composition changes. I want some mindset changes. And I'm just truly curious, doing all these things, what impact will it make? I would already describe, just in the first 50 days of my journey, I would already describe what I've done as a success. It's not because of any particular weight on the scale. I'm not weighing. Maybe a little bit it's subjectively that my shirts fit looser and that I can see in pictures I've lost belly fat. That is something that has happened that shows me that this has been successful. But I think more than anything, the fact that I started knowing it was going to succeed ahead of time. And I'm still out here. 51 days in, I'm still going. Nothing is stopping me from going and doing the thing. And I need you to have that can-do attitude. I try not to speak in cliches because I think they're stupid. Most of the cliches, you need a can-do attitude. If I can do it, you can do it. Yeah, fuck that. You need to dig deep within yourself and find that thing that gets you going and just start. And so a lot of you are starting on my challenge accepted call that I put out yesterday. A lot of you said you were going to do this, whether you're watching this live right now or watch it on the replay later. So many of you said, thank you, I needed this kick in the tail. So I'm going to ask you, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to go in with the expectations that there's nothing that will stand in the way of your success? Will you put in that commitment and commit to yourself that there's nothing at all that's going to stand in the way? Because I will tell you now, adversity will come. You guys know on my journey, adversity came on day one for me. I had a major lower left-hand side of my back killing me on day one of my journey. I mean, absolutely killing me. I had tried to flip the tractor tire that I had for exercise, and I did 4 rounds of 10 flips. And I'm like, all right, I got this. I can do this when I start my sabbatical to 50. And then the next morning, on the day before I started sabbatical, it was hurting hard and it was not feeling good. And then so on that Wednesday, it was still so sore. And you guys remember me probably being out here walking and in a lot of pain with my low back. Finally did get a chiropractor to help, and it took 10 days before I was able to feel good. And by the way, the back feels fantastic right this moment. So far so good. Then I had that fall where those runners came by me and I tried to get out of their way, and I took a tumble back there on that hill, and I skinned up my right knee, and I twisted my left ankle, tweaked a little bit my left wrist. It was bad. I took a day of rest and was able to come back out a couple days later, still in a lot of pain. I still have residual ankle stuff. Interestingly, both ankles give me little tweaks every once in a while. That's probably the major physical challenge that I still experience. Is I'm not running any marathons anytime soon because both of my ankles are a little bit tender. I keep hoping that as I continue to do this, they will strengthen, and as I continue to lose belly fat, the pressure put on those ankles will not be as great. So fingers crossed on that one. And then I was out here on this trail. This is all within the first couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. Then I was out here on this trail walking, talking to you guys, and suddenly on the back of my ear, a bee or a hornet or a wasp or whatever stung me. And it was hilarious in hindsight, but in the moment, that shit hurt. So I'm saying all that just to say, I had a good mindset. I had an expectation of success at the very beginning of all this. And I ran into adversity. And you're going to run into adversity. That is a part of the expectation for success. Just know adversity is going to come. So if you know ahead of time that adversity is going to come, what happens when adversity comes? If you already know about it, what happens is you're like, all right, cool. I already planned for this. Now, time to execute the plan. So as part of your starting by expecting to succeed, I want you to come up with a game plan for what you're going to do when adversity hits. Because if you have no plan to deal with those things, that failure to plan is actually ultimately going to turn into a plan for failure. Okay? And just know ahead of time Things will go rocky at times during a journey. It always does. Rocky doesn't mean that the world's coming to an end. Rocky doesn't mean, oh no, it's going to consume me. It only consumes you. It only feels like the world's coming to an end. It only adversely affects you when you go into a journey not expecting that there's going to be rocky times from time to time. So just know, if this is day one of your 50-day journey with me, doing your own challenge, if this is day one, that you're going to run into challenges. And it's what you do with that will determine just how successful you are on your journey. It's not an inevitability that it's all over when you hit a bumpy road. If I've learned nothing else from all the journeys I've taken over the years, it's that yes, it sucks when things don't quite go the way you wanted them to, but you use them as growing times. You use them to motivate yourself to do what you got to do to be successful. Good morning. And so, hoping that this will resonate with you guys here today. Day number 51 of my journey that I'm calling Sabbatical to 50, 100-day journey for me. And I'm just over the halfway point. And I'm loving it, guys. I wish I could impart to you the difference between my day one and now my day 51. I have kind of a resoluteness about me now because of this journey. I'm trying to describe it adequately. It's not just confidence. Yes, confidence is there, but there's just this is what I do now. It's not, oh, I got to get out there and walk. It's, no, I got the walk to do, then I need to go in the infrared sauna, and then I need to this and this and this. I've got it kind of as this major habit that I do. And once you get to that point, you're off to the races. It's automated. Now, automated does not mean easy. Don't get me wrong when I say automated. It still challenges me. But you guys know, you follow people on Instagram and other social media who get up at 3 a.m. and go to the gym because they're so committed. It's just a part of who they are. They don't even think about not doing those things because they've done it. And they kind of put themselves in that mindset that putting in that effort is going to pay off in the end. And so they do it. And they do it consistently. Doesn't mean they go every day. It means sometimes they're going to wake up and go, okay, body's not feeling it today. Going to rest today so I can come back really hard tomorrow. And that's how they do it. And I'm the same way on my journey. If I wake up and my body's not feeling quite right, I take no shame in having a rest day. I interviewed this guy yesterday. I had interviewed him last week on Instagram Live. Matt Cooper is his name. He's a conditioning coach, trainer, who helps a lot of elite athletes like MMA fighters, basketball players, Olympians. He's the real deal. And I was talking to him about how he helps his athletes. And he said he doesn't overwhelm them with too much too fast, but he tells them if even that minimalist, like 5 things he gives them to do, 4 or 5 things, even with that minimalist kind of approach, if his athlete wakes up and doesn't feel it, he's like, dude, rest. Or her, he works with men and women. Rest, just chill out. Don't push yourself beyond your ability on that day. And he's right. So that's a part of this process as well. But that mind game, ooh. I think I need to write a book called The Mind Game someday that talks about a lot of these things I talk about out here. Because I do think most of our issues in life are all surrounding the mind game. We allow the mind to either break us or make us. And if you let the mind wander and go into those negative thought processes, it's going to break you. Undoubtedly will break you. But if you go in with expectations that you're going to succeed, your mind will be your best weapon for that success, and it will make you. It will so make you. And so hopefully this is encouraging you today, but I want to know if you're starting your journey today, you're doing the 50-day challenge accepted journey with me, and my last 50 days will be your 50 days. So today's day 1 of the challenge accepted. I want to know, are you starting with that expectation you're going to succeed? Because if you're not, that is what this walk and talk is all about. I want you guys to get started on the right foot, and it's by starting here in your mind and getting that right. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. So please talk to me. I didn't see many comments come in yet. So there's a few here. I will get to them, but please let me hear from you. I'm not even halfway through my walk yet, and I need a lot more comments to be able to bounce off ideas. Yes, I can riff off the top of my head if I have to, but I would rather hear from you guys. Is this resonating today? Do you feel like you set yourself up for success by having that, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, it's going to work mindset? Or, and you can be honest, there's no shame here. Or do you go into things half-heartedly because you've been so burned so many times in the past by so many attempts at doing things that have seemingly failed you? I want to hear what's in that cranium of yours, especially those of you who are starting. I want to take a pulse of where my peoples are. Lots of you said challenge accepted yesterday, so I especially want to hear from you guys. Are you ready? Are you in that mindset? And don't just tell me that you are. Seriously mean it. Seriously say, okay, I've done this evaluation. I know what I'm getting myself into. There will be bumpy moments along this ride, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I would like to hear from you. But it's day 51 for me, you guys. Those of you who came in late, day 51 of my sabbatical to 100 days. So I'm just over the halfway point of my 100-day journey. Seeking to transform the body, the mind, and just observing what's happening. And now, because it's day 51, I've got 50 days with all of you guys of what you're going through with your own 50-day journey. So let's see what you guys have to say. Good morning, good morning. Hello, Linda. Linda, one of my long-time regular peeps on here. Thank you for that, Linda. Bulletproof Coconut always says, go, Jimmy. Oh, today you've got a little party horn, and I think that's a guy walking. That's cute. Thank you for that, Bulletproof Coconut. Eating Clean Keto says, yesterday was my day 1 of getting back to strict keto again. I've already adjusted my macros for the next 8 weeks. I'm super excited and motivated. That's great. 8 weeks is a good amount of time. I generally tell people, if you're going to try something, try to make it 60 to 90 days, especially when it comes to a diet. You need 60 to 90 days to do proof of concept. Because if you do something, and especially in a strict form, eating clean keto, if you're doing it clean keto for 60 to 90 days, 8 weeks is basically 60 days, you should see results. And I wouldn't just make the sole measurement whatever the weight loss is on the scale. Yes, I get it. People want to see that, but there are so many other subjective things. So I hope as you quantify how you're doing on this journey, I hope you pay attention to blood sugar. I hope you pay attention to energy. I hope you pay attention to how you generally feel. Pay attention to your brain health. Are you less moody? Not that you're moody now, but maybe you're less moody than you typically are. Do you just find that you have this general feeling of feeling great? A lot of that is calming that brain down. And so people that kind of do more of a real food, clean keto diet, that is one of the things that they notice. You have spontaneous periods where you just don't want to eat because you're so satisfied and you're so happy. I would be very interested to see how that works for you. So good luck to you. Sandra says, I'm doing weight training. We'll add afternoon 2.5 or 2.2 mile walk, which is the route that she takes. 1 meal a day with 22 hours of fasting, 2 hours of intermittent fasting, and then using the Muse. I love all of that, Sandra. That is wonderful. Wish you well in your journey. Those of you that don't know what the Muse is, it's this little thing that you can put on your brain. And it's a wearable that as you're like sitting down, it's a meditation device is what it is. But as you're sitting down, it kind of leads you through meditations. And then if your brain starts to go haywire, it will measure those electrical frequencies through the Muse and will make like thunderstorm sounds. It's pretty wicked, actually. I've used that in the past. I need to find it again. I have one somewhere at home. But all of that is great. So you're doing resistance training, you're doing cardio, you're doing fasting. I'm assuming you're eating keto or carnivore when you are eating. So, and then you're meditating with the Muse. So that's all wonderful, Sandra. Best wishes to you. And I know you're going to do it. Christina says, shout out to Spartanburg. Woo, woo. Challenge accepted for me. So Christina, tell me what you're going to do. What are the things you're going to use to challenge yourself? And look, this isn't a competition to see who can do the most things, who can do the hardest things. Challenge for me is not going to be the same for you. Like I said, I've been at this for years. So all these things that I'm doing all these things because that's what challenges me. That Matt Cooper guy I interviewed last week on Instagram Live, I had to redo it yesterday on Skype, and we had a wonderful conversation in the redo. But one of the things he brought out yesterday was when he puts his athletes on any protocol, he does no more than like 4 or 5 things. And then that's it, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So I told Matt, I said, well, I'm doing about 8 things. He said, yeah, but you've been at this a while. This isn't brand new to you. So gauge it yourself, figure out what's going to challenge you, and then do it. And so if that means what Sandra did, I think that's a great protocol. But come up with what's going to push you to that next level. Linda says, looking forward to a change in the body, but I'm really looking forward to the change in the mindset. Yes, I feel like we go into challenges, especially physical health challenges, and health in general challenges, with only the expectations of a physical change. Weight loss is typically the number one thing, probably in the 90-something percentile. People that go on some kind of a diet or health journey, they're trying to lose weight. And yes, that is something that needs to happen, but I don't think it's the primary thing that happens. It's not the only thing that happens. I love the lessons I've learned mentally during every challenge I've ever done, every journey I've ever gone on. Those brain health lessons have been phenomenal. And I'll tell you, those of you that eat keto, carnivore, clean, paleo, whatever, you're getting the extra bonus of not just mindset changes, but your mind is getting clean and empowered with all those healthy fats and the things that you consume in that diet. And so lowering inflammation, lowering insulin, blood sugar, all of those things are going to have positive impacts on your brain. And so then that in turn will help those mindset things stick and become more permanent. So that's good. That's the good part of this journey. Sandra says she also has a bad weather plan for the days that there's inclement weather. I would walk to my gym, which is 2 blocks away, do the bike or the treadmill for 40 minutes. It would take me to do the 2.2 miles. I love that. That's beautiful. When I'm traveling, I have cables to mimic weight training. Cables are great. I know the bands, people like to use the bands, the resistance bands. I'm seeing a lot of my friends have that little thing they put around their thighs and the back of their hamstrings as they like do different exercises, and it gives them a bit of a glute workout. Especially a lot of the ladies want the bigger butt. Halfway point, turn it around. Whoop. The girls want the bigger butt, and so they'll wear one of those bands, which gives them some resistance. And they wear it around like the quadriceps and their hamstrings. And then as they do like side to side motion or squats or all the things, it helps to build their booty. And speaking on behalf of all guys, we like it when girls work on their booty. Holla. Hey, I keep it real. Lady Elixir says, my day one, meal prep first in order so I don't binge throughout the day. That's wonderful. Meal prepping, having those meals ready to go rather than looking for food and snacking. That's a beautiful plan. 15 minutes on the Vibe Fit, and that's already done. Going to do 4 to 10 minute sessions on the treadmill because she has hip issues. Planning to add time and other stuff daily. That's wonderful. The fact that you're doing all of these things and planning on being consistent with them, that's the journey, Lady Lixel. You're already well on your way. And the only thing I would edify you with is just keep that mindset that this is working, that going into doing all these things, you will succeed. A successful mind is the key to being successful, and a failing mind will be the key to failure. Always keep that in mind. Good morning, Sharon. Thank you for being here. Lady Lixel added, I'm making a plan of my to-do list so I keep myself honest. Joining you daily for motivation will help as well. Yes. Thank you for that, by the way. I was hoping these walk and talks in the morning would be an encouragement, a motivational factor for people. So thank you for confirming that. But as far as the list goes, I write down every single day what I do. So right now I'm on the walk, how long I did it. So when I'm in the ice bath, I go for an hour, so I put 60 minutes. I do the vibration plate. I usually turn it on the maximum, which is 15 minutes. Red light therapy, same thing. It's 20-minute sessions. Sometimes I've done multiple sessions back to back to back. The longest I went was like an hour. And the red light one's easy because I can stand in front of it while I'm working, posting things on Instagram, uploading videos to YouTube, watching television, that kind of thing. So you get it all in. So I'm glad you have that checklist. I do too. I also write down all the food that I eat, what time I ate, because I'm doing a fast every other day of at least 24 hours, which, by the way, my last fast was 30 hours. So I'm able to push it from time to time. I'm always listening to the body. If the body's hungry at 22 hours, then I'm breaking the fast and I'm eating. But yesterday, or whenever the last one was that I was able to finish it, I was just rolling in my day and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to break the fast. And so I did. Linda says, after 50 days, I'm still jumping out of bed to join you on this walk. Yes, you are. You have been with me since day one, and I'm grateful for that. it has made such a difference to me, both physically and mentally. Yeah, I ran into a lady. She walks with her 3 kids. They're all preteen, teenage kids. She walks this trail. I ran into her yesterday, and she sees me out here all the time. And she said, I just want you to know I've lost 54 pounds just by adding this walk every day. That's all she's changed. I don't know how she eats. I don't know anything else about her. But she just felt compelled to tell me that. And that she's got her kids out there with her, kind of leading by example as the mama bear. I love that. I wish more families did walk together. I know couples do it, a lot of couples do it, but it would be great if your munchkins are old enough. I mean, if you got a 3-year-old, that's going to be problematic, but if they're all 8 and above, I think you could probably get out there as a family and walk together because it's so good to instill those habits. I think back to my own childhood. I was an 80s kid, and in the 80s we did our own walking. For me, riding bicycle was a big thing. That's how I built my strong ass legs, is so riding the bicycle so much as a kid. Swimming. There was this swimming pool down at the bottom of the hill. So our road was long straight, and then this deep, steep hill, which was terrifying and exhilarating all at the same time, heading towards the swimming pool. Then we get in the swimming pool in Pensacola, Florida, and swim for hours, and then have to go up that hill. After swimming for hours, go up that hill. Most of the time I would just walk the bike until I got to the top of the hill, and then I'd ride the bike home from there. I hadn't thought about that in years. Happy memories is the point. And so you want to create those for your kids. Good morning.
Good morning.
And so that's a good habit to get into. Luli says, I'm starting carnivore, keto, and fasting for at least 16 hours. That's great. So you're eating real food, mostly animal-based foods with the keto macros, and then implementing fasting for at least 16 hours. I love it. The only cautionary tale I would give you is make sure when you are eating that you're eating enough food. People that start on a keto carnivore type of approach, and then they're trying to implement fasting with it at the same time, they make that mistake. Good morning. They make that mistake where they're like, okay, I'm trying to lose weight, so let me cut back when I do eat food, and then fast, and then cut back when I do eat food. What's going to happen? You're going to be in a hypocaloric state. And is that harmful all the time? If you kind of snuck one in here and there where you ate a little less, on a particular day? No. But if it becomes this obsession of cutting back when you're eating, you're going to get frustrated because you're going to be hungry. That fasting will feel miserable. So here's my plan for you, Luli. If you're going to start that, don't start fasting for at least a week or 2. I want you to get very sufficient in amino acids and fatty acids. That means eating ample amounts of food. And listen, you're going to probably tick on some weight in the midst of that, which is why you don't need to weigh yourself. But it's very temporary. Bella from Steak and Butter Gal said she gained, 8 pounds when she started on carnivore, because she was trying to make herself sufficient in the fats and proteins. And that's going to be normal. So I would say normalize those levels of fats and proteins first. And then you're going to find something really interesting happen, Luli. What you'll find is you will spontaneously start fasting. So when you become sufficient, the body's like, all right, cool. We're not in danger anymore. The dummy up there finally giving me the fats and the proteins that I need so that we can work well. And your body's going to be like, wake up in the morning, I'm good. I don't need any food. Noontime, I'm still good, girl. You keep going. 3 o'clock, all right, I guess I could eat. And there's your intermittent fast. And so if you want to plan the intermittent fast, I wrote a book about fasting called The Complete Guide to Fasting. In there we talked about, you know what, fasting intermittently is pretty easy. Let's say you eat your final meal of the day at 6 o'clock p.m., okay? So if your last meal is at 6 o'clock and you go to bed, you stop eating after 6 o'clock, go to bed, wake up the next morning, skip breakfast because you're not really hungry anyway, and then push your meal time to noon the next day, guess what? You just did 18 hours. 18 hours of fasting. All you really missed was one meal. One meal. And you were able to get 18 hours of fasting in. So that's another trick. Start your intermittent fast right after you have your dinner meal. And then don't eat breakfast the next day. And no, bulletproof coffee does not continue your fast. Please don't fall for that bullshit. It will keep insulin low, yes, but it does not keep your fast going. So just keep that in mind. But hopefully that helps you out, Luli. Mandy says, I have heard conflicting definitions, Jimmy, how to define clean keto. Look, clean keto is just real food. Eating real food with the keto macros. You don't need to make it hard. The main point is not using all the processed foods. And so, for me, that's the key, is just stick to real whole foods. Mostly animal foods, I would argue, is going to serve you best. If you must have plants, and a lot of you do like your plants, so that's okay. Green leafy vegetables, non-starchy vegetables, things like avocados. If you have a little better insulin sensitivity, blueberries, strawberries, that kind of thing. Those are all the things that you can do to make it clean. I mean, it's subjective what you call clean. There's some people that put a little bit of dark chocolate in there, as long as it's not filled with a bunch of fillers. But that's where the slippery slope comes in. If you allow something like that, where does the clean stop? So I'm not a purist about it, Mandy. There are people who are very purist about it. There's people who talk about on a carnivore diet, they're completely carnivore, but then they have coffee with it. And then there's some people that complain, well, coffee's a plant, so you're not completely carnivore. And so I don't take that approach. I think that's a very narrow-minded approach. You want the path to least resistance. So to me, a clean keto is you're focusing on mostly real whole foods, mostly animal-based foods, very minimalist packaged foods, and that's clean keto to me. Kira says, I'm trying to get my trainer to get committed to carnivore. Today I'm grilling her a steak so she won't tell me she ate a Twinkie. She might have a Twinkie before she comes has that steak. Helping others along the journey can't be forgotten. No. Look, that's why I'm doing my journey very publicly, Kira. I do this live with you guys, but then I put it up on IGTV, up on YouTube, up on Facebook. I'm putting it everywhere. Because same thing, you want people to see someone walking the walk and talking the talk. And a lot of us that have been in the kind of keto world, and I've been in it for a million years, we almost take for granted what we know about low carb diets, about blood sugar and insulin regulation, about inflammation lowering, about satiety, about fasting, about cholesterol not being the enemy in your health. These are all things that most of us in this community, we just know that we know that we know, and we assume that most people already know these things. And I have to remind myself often, there's brand new people all the time, especially since the Black Plague descended upon us last year, almost 2 years. People are looking to be healthy and searching for answers, and so they don't know anything about any of this stuff. So you're right. We need to be that example. But let me know how that goes. Is that your jiu-jitsu trainer? Those trainers, those personal trainers can be very difficult to reach with nutrition because, yes, they've gotten their bodies in good shape and they assume they know about nutrition when most of them simply do not, sadly. Thanks for the advice. Thanks. I will try all that. Excellent. Yes, it's amazing when we set out a goal for ourselves. Some people like to take, and I'm not saying this is you, Luli, but some people like to take the hard way. And I'm thinking, okay, if it's hard, that's one thing. But if it's something that's relatively doable, but you're making it exponentially harder with the way you're doing it, why do that to yourself? Like this walk here, when I first started, was hard. And, excuse me.
Sorry.
No worries. Cute girl alert. It was exponentially hard when I first started. But now it's not as hard. And why? Why? Because I didn't look at it as hard over the long haul. Plus, I came on here talking to you guys on Instagram. This helps me pass the time. And look, I'm getting in the walk while I'm doing something that I love to do, which is teach and encourage and motivate and inspire. So all those years of podcasting are coming in handy, knowing how to talk on camera. I knew it would pay off one day, and it is right now. So that's cool. Plus I get to see cute girls running along the trail. So Del Norte, challenge accepted. My challenge is to give thanks daily. I love that. Get in regular exercise and great nutrition, and finish up my bathroom remodel. I love all that. That's great. 50 days to get all that in. You will do it, Del Norte. That is awesome. Miss Stacia says, how would you approach your sabbatical if you came down with the flu or the bronchitis during it? Great question. So that is an acute bump in the road. So obviously, you don't want to be pushing yourself physically when you're sick like that. And so you would modify. You would do the things that you could do. And look, a lot of the things that I'm doing in my program would be helpful when I'm sick. Things like red light, meditation, standing in the sun and grounding, all those things would help with what I'm going through. And so I would do those things probably. But look, give yourself grace. The journey that you're on, if you set up some kind of a 100-day, 50-day, whatever program like I have, look, life's going to happen. You've got to roll with life. Had I gotten sick like that in the midst of this, and I'm still not over, so I may still run into this, I would pause it while I get better, because you don't want to lower your immune system in the midst of being sick. You want to keep it high so it can fight off whatever it is. So I would get better, and I would just explain to people, hey, I got bronchitis, or even let's say you got 9-1 DIVOC, the Black Plague, that thing I'm not allowed to say out loud. You know what I'm talking about. The thing they want us to have the hokey pokey to supposedly avoid. If I got that thing, then I would be like, okay, I'm out for the next however long it takes to get better. and I would come back and then add that many days on to the end. So, not a big deal. You always got to factor in life. Life is going to happen. Let's say I get in a car accident, same kind of thing. You get in a car accident, you break your leg. Well, you can't exactly come out here and walk every day. So I would adjust. That's the thing too. If you go into it with certain protocols and then you find that you can't do the protocols for whatever the reasons, you adjust. Look, my original protocol included 2 walks a day. And what I found doing that second 60-minute walk was I was overexerting my body. So I cut it down to the 1 after talking to an exercise friend of mine. He's like, dude, that's way too much. And he was right. Now, maybe at some point I can add back in the second walk, and I would like to, but I have to be ready. And then I was supposed to flip the tractor tire every other day on the odd days, the days that I eat. I was supposed to flip the tractor tire. And I haven't been able to do that because the back hasn't been solvent, and now the ankles are a little bit shaky. So getting all of that right is kind of the key for me. What's up, guys? Awesome. And so you adjust. Life is always going to happen, and you just adjust to life. Parkman says, yo, Jimmy. I say, yo, back. He says, I just had the Black Plague, 9-1 Divock, the thing they want us to get the hokey pokey for. I hate having to talk in code. So stupid. I heard there's a new platform coming in February that will let you say whatever. It's totally going to be open, free speech. Go look it up today if you haven't heard about it already. I hope they have a live option, because I would much rather go on live and not have to worry about censoring myself and preventing keywords from getting me deplatformed off of social media. Instagram has been playing games on me lately. Don't like it. And I'm not even overt in how I talk on there. Most of the stuff I do is what I do with you guys here, talking on the camera, doing my podcast interviews. But they don't like it when you toe that line, or if you step over it. They've removed many accounts, and then people have had to start new accounts all over again from zero. No fun. So, Parkman says that pill for horses works for him. Yes, and as I call them, the MC Hammer for the monoclonal, you know what I'm talking about. So I call those the MC Hammer, because you can't touch this. Love it. Well, good luck to you as you heal up from that. Sandra, why would you flip tire on days you eat? Is it the protein? No, it's so I don't pass out. I don't want to be in like a deep fasted state, flipping the tire, which is a very glycolytically demanding workout. I actually black out when I'm in a deep state of fasting. So when I flip the tire, I want to make sure when I'm done, I'm able to eat some food shortly thereafter. Now, going into it fasted, overnight fast, whatever, yes, but I don't want to be on a fasting day, Sandra. Flip the tire and then have no means of replenishing that food. So yes, going into it fasted, yes. But post-workout, I want to make sure I'm having, yes, the fats and the proteins post-workout. And so if I'm fasting that day, I would not be able to do that. So that's why I timed it to do the tire flips on the days that I'm still eating. And then the next day, I'm fasting. I'm not flipping the tire. I am walking, but not flipping the tire. But thank you for that. So yes, guys, day number 51 of my Staybatical 250. 100 days. I am working on this body of mine, working on this mind, and just observing what happens. And today I've been talking about this idea of starting your journey by expecting you will succeed. Yesterday I laid down the gauntlet. All right, who's in? Who's going to do their own challenge? So I had them put challenge accepted hashtag and then tell me what they're going to do. So a lot of you guys have chimed in today with what you're doing and what your goals are. Just stay focused on that and make it a priority. So I've got a few minutes left, probably about 10 more minutes. So if you have any more comments to make, questions, I am game. I'm coming up on this last big hill. I will turn it around so those of you that haven't seen this, it looks so straight on camera, but that is a steep ass hill where the sunshine comes in. It is so steep. So wish me luck. At first, this was everything I could do to get up this hill. And now it's not so bad. Yes, I still breathe hard, but it's not so bad. Parkman wants to know how much I'm down. Parkman, I know you follow me. I think primarily on Facebook is where you follow me. So you may not know that as part of this journey, I'm not weighing myself at all. So I have no idea how much I'm down. I do know from the pictures I posted, you can see the belly is smaller now. So I don't have any idea. And honestly, I don't care. This is where people get derailed so often on a journey, is they weigh and they have this expectation of loss. So if they gain, they're upset. If they stay the same, they're upset. If they lose, but not as much as they expected, they're upset. So I don't play that game anymore. It will be abundantly obvious if I do the thing, and I do the thing, and I do the thing consistently over time, that weight loss, fat loss will happen. It's why my goal wasn't some magical weight loss number. It was body composition change. And I made it that by design. It just takes the angst of a journey away when you're not tied down by a scale, which I call a gravity detecting device. I don't really care what my pull of gravity against the Earth's surface is. That's not interesting to me anymore. I don't give a shit. What does interest me is feeling better, feeling stronger, being able to do things I didn't think I was capable of doing, feeling clothes get looser, all of those things. So I don't know. I mean, if I had to guess, it's been 50 days. 25 pounds? I don't know. 20, 25 pounds? But I have no idea. I really don't. And honestly, it's not relevant because how much muscle have I gained? I don't know. How much fat loss have I had? I don't know. So you step on a scale and it gives you the net fat loss, muscle gain. Let's say it's 15 pounds. And so why do I care that the net is 15 pounds? I would much rather know I've gained 5 pounds of muscle, I've lost 20 pounds of fat. Whoa, that would be amazing. But if I see 15 pounds on the scale, I'm gonna feel pretty shitty about myself. Oh, I expected it to be more. And then you get these people that eat a vegan diet and they become so emaciated because it eats up their muscles because they're not eating enough protein. And they look horrible. But they look at the scale. Oh, look how light I am. Yeah, look how weak you are. I could just do a quick little punch on you and you would fall apart. So, not weighing is the point of that diatribe. Kira says, are you going to radically change the goals after day 100? Great question, Kira. Radically change my goals? No, my goals are still body composition change, which includes fat loss and muscle gain. Mindset change. I still want to continually work on the mindset. and continually observe doing it. I think what you're asking though is, will your protocol change? And the answer to that is yes. I'm already exploring that in my mind of what exactly I want to do. I don't know if I want to be a gym rat per se, but I'm thinking getting back to the gym again to do some leg presses and curls and heavy lifting is what the doctor ordered. It's what I need to do. So, but I'm still in the challenge mode of this journey. My ankles are still giving me fits, and so I need to get the ankle situation stable before I try to do anything too drastic. But yes, that's in the long game here of this journey, is to add in strength training, especially. I think I want to do regular extended fasting, so maybe do a 5 to 7 day fast once a month. I did not want to do it during this 100-day journey, but kind of put that into the protocol, moving beyond day 100. Maybe a 5 to 7 day fast. And of course, if I do a 5 to 7 day fast, that will be the thing. I'm not going to kill myself at the gym. I might still walk. Walking is very low key on a fasting journey, so might do that. There's lots of things I have in mind that I would like to do, but the goal will definitely be extended well beyond this 100 days. The 100 days is just getting me started, and I've enjoyed the first half of those 100 days. Sandra says on December 15th, 1 year keto. So picture time. That's awesome. Yes, we end this journey on December the 10th. So that's just a few days after that. So congratulations, you're coming up on your 1 year keto-versary. That is awesome. Luli says, what really matters is how you feel. I notice I don't lose weight, but I can see my clothes getting loose. Yeah. That's why I don't like the scale. You could be successful at fat loss, but then the scale's telling you otherwise, because all it's measuring is cumulative muscle gain and fat loss. And the other direction, like I said with the vegans, they lose fat, but they also lose muscle, and they also lose bone. All of that weighs in the body. So when they step on the scale, oh wow, this vegan diet is wonderful for weight loss. Yeah, but you're becoming emaciated and you're not strong. Oh, but weight loss. And I'm going, ugh. No. I'm going to say no. Redeemed Carnivore, I want stronger arms. So I'm working them 3 times a week with bands. I love that. It's almost hard when you set out a goal and you try to attain that goal. It's almost difficult, impossible, not to see some kind of results. Maybe you don't see an expectation that you had for those results, but you will see results. And when I was flipping the tire, by the way, 3 years ago, pretty consistently, I was doing it. Maybe 3 times a week I was doing it. I noticed my biceps got pretty big, for me anyway. I was never scrawny, but because I'm a big guy, but I noticed the biceps got strong. My legs have always been the sexiest part of my body with all the muscles on my calves and stuff, but I've always wanted kind of that upper body strength, and it did it for me. That's what sold me on doing the tire flips, and so that's why I put it in my protocol this time, but I haven't been able to do it. There's nothing worse than trying to get out there to flip the tire and your lower body fails you. So I tweak a knee, tweak a back, tweak an ankle, or in my case, 2 ankles. That's no fun, because when you're trying to do that, you need that lower body to be stable. And so I want to get my ankles solvent. I'm going to figure out something. Maybe I can wrap them in some bandages or something. I want to stabilize the low body before I start flipping that tire. But good luck to you, redeemed carnivore. I think that's a wonderful idea to want stronger arms. And I love you're a woman saying that, because a lot of women are like, I don't want to work out because I'll look like a man. No, toned arms and legs and all the things on women is sexy as hell. So you go, girl. You go, girl. Low carb John, alternate day fasting with ketovore for the next 50 days. I love that. I'm kind of doing that myself. I'm modifying the alternate day and just making sure I get at least 24 hours every other day. So that's pseudo alternate day. A true alternate day is Monday you fast, Tuesday you eat, Wednesday you fast, Thursday. So it ends up being about 36 to 42 hours of fasting. But with all the other things I'm doing, that long of fasting is just not workable for me. Maybe that's the next challenge, Kira. You were asking earlier what I could do. Maybe I try to do a true alternate day fasting schedule at the end of the 100 days. So we shall see. I loved helping men lift their carry-on luggage on a recent flight. Kira, that is awesome. Here, let me help you with that. Every man in the world, but no. I don't need you. Oh, thank you, but no. But you're badass enough. I can envision you actually doing that. Yes. So, all right, guys, I am back home. Time to pop into my infrared sauna, but thank you for joining me. Day number 51 of my Stay-Batical 250. And we're doing it, guys. And it's day number 1 for you guys that had the challenge accepted yesterday. And so here, I'll show you my chickies while I'm here. Hi, chickens. Want to say hi to the peoples? Say hi, peoples. There's a bunch of them over there. Yeah? Talk to me. You got something to say? Huh? Yeah, that good? So, yes, they don't lay very much this time of year when the seasons change. I've been getting like 2 eggs a day. I'm like, ladies, I need some chicken eggs. Let's go. But anyway. All right. So if you missed any of the past episodes, hop on over to my website, livinlavidalowcarb.com/staybatical. We have all the videos embedded there. You can watch these on IGTV, on replay, YouTube, Facebook, pretty much wherever Jimmy Moore is, you can find the videos. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. And I'll see you guys again soon. Bye, everyone.